Hi YouTubers, Maggie Me here again. I'd just like to tell you this wee story that again came into my mind last night when I was thinking about it, and it concerns my older brother Jimmy and something that happened about Waterside. I'll tell you what it's. My Aunt Jean, we lost my Aunt Jean in 1978. It was a great loss because she was well loved and liked. She was just like myself. She was easy ozy and, could tell a good story and had a good memory and had very good ears because she could hear things others couldn't. Anyway, she died in 1977, 78, round about then. And my brother, he would be about 21 at the time, 22. So it was a few months later and he was down at Waterside was where my Aunt Jean come from, and he was having a pint in the store. It was called the store. Mark McDonald had it at the time, and he was having a drink there. So as the evening ended, he said cheerio to the other guys that were in the pub, and he walked out the store and round to the bus shelter, which was only maybe 50 yards or something. Anyway, standing in the bus shelter and he would be rolling a cigarette or something. And he was looking off to the right towards Patna to see if the bus was coming round the corner. And as he's looking towards Patna, and he looked back, looked to Patna again, then looked back, and lo and behold, which was a great saying my Auntie Jean used to say, lo and behold, there she was, standing in the bus shelter. Now, he says momentarily he forgot that she wasn't, that she hadn't, that she was no longer alive. And she says to him, hello, Jimmy. And of course, oh, hello, Jean. And before he could say anything else, she says, I want to tell you something. I want you to tell your dad that I love him very much and that I'm happy, that I'm okay, I'm pain free. So he looked round again. This all happened in a few seconds. Uh, She says, I always liked your dad, Jimmy. Always liked your dad, which we knew she did. And that was her brother. Anyway, he turned round to see if the bus was coming and turned back to answer her, and she wasn't there. Now, he got a fright because I would imagine he would. It was kind of dusk, so it's. Anyway, I imagine he would be really cut up. So he came home and I was still up watching a movie. It was about 10:30, and he came in. And he didn't look right. And I says to him, you all right, Jimmy? What's wrong? And he says, well, if I tell you something, don't be saying to anybody because I don't want folk thinking, he was a cool guy. I don't want folk thinking that I'm off my head sort of thing. Anyway, he explained to me what had happened. And, I got a fright as well because I said to him, I says, that is so strange, Jimmy, so strange. But then something jumped into my head, and this is where it got spooky. Now, when my Aunt Jean was buried, I remember I went to see her when she died, and I couldn't remember what she was actually wearing. And it was a silly question a wee lassie would ask her mum. I says to my mum, what was Auntie Jean buried in? Was it a dress or a suit? Or I didn't know because I was only a wee girl. And my mum said she was dressed in a beautiful blue dress, pale blue dress. I says, oh, that's nice. So anyway, as Jimmy's telling me this story, I thought, I'm going to ask him. I said, Jimmy, what colour was she in? He says, a beautiful blue. Now, when he said that to me, my hair, I had more hair than I have now, stood on end. Oh my God, I felt really prickly, and in fact, I'm starting to get a shudder just thinking about it. When he said about the blue, I thought, oh my God, oh dear, dear, dear. But anyway, it's that story stuck with me. Then went to his bed, and it was never really mentioned again. Although I would bring it up now and again, he didn't like talking about it. So we just left it at that. And I mean, that's nearly 40 years ago, so or just over 40 years. But that story is as fresh in my mind as though it was now. And it was the blue that got me. Because I mean, Jimmy didn't ask any questions like that. He went to the funeral. he said his own goodbye, whatever. But for me to ask that question, and I'd already asked my mother, and when he said it, he says, I don't know, it was a sort of blue dress, a blue long thing. Oh, my God, my hair was standing on the end. But that was the story of my Aunt Jean, and her and I got on terrific, absolutely terrific. She knew she was dying because she had cancer, and in the days it was cruel because the treatment was quite barbaric. Although it gave her a wee while more with us. I mean, should have been as well no being with us because there was nothing left of her, and I mean nothing left of her. It was so sad. But anyway, life goes on, and since then, I can't say on here what, but there's a connection between Jean and and that's all I'm going to say for the time being. But I loved her to bits. Anyway, I'll say goodbye for now. This is just a wee quick story this morning, and I hope this comes out okay. Okay, and loved having Emily in the last June, and she'll probably be in at the weekend, so I'll get her to jump on. Okay, remember and subscribe and like my video, and I get back to as many people as I possibly can during the day. But thank you very much for all your support. I'm really over the moon and I'm grateful for everything. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.